What's up, YouTubers? Russ Navarro here. I want to do another video on some things that I've been doing, researching a little bit. I'm probably going to jump around a little bit today. It's just stuff that's near and dear to my heart. Things that I think right now people need to know, and I know TJ talks a lot about survival and when the shit hits the fan, excuse the terminology, but I don't know how else to put it. I'm going to be a little blunt today because I think it's something that we really need to all be aware of. A lot of people laugh and joke and, think it's a big joke and that, but I take it pretty serious. I talked to some friends a while back. I have one friend that, he knows how I feel on this, and he really feels, heading in the right direction and stuff with it, and we kind of talk about it off and on, and, he asked me why I didn't teach some of the stuff. And if I have the knowledge and stuff, what little bit I know, I think I need to share it. I'll just put it that way. And that's the main thing, guys. To me, it's not a joke, and I know to TJ, it's not a joke, or H&H Country. Go check his channel out. Maybe sometimes we should be a little bit more blunt about it. There's not going to be, everybody said, oh, well, when or if it comes. No, people, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It may not happen in your lifetime, but I feel that there's a possibility that anything can happen, especially this day and age, and we're seeing more and more of that in disasters. Enough said. I'm going to go into this. Hopefully it won't be too fast. My battery's limited here. The phone for some reason is eating up my battery. But anyway, the first thing, guys, and you can make one of these if you had to, and I'll tell you how. It's going to be real quick. This is what they call a Berkey water. And what you do is, I don't know if you can see down in there, is these filters filter your water. So you can take, and it sounds gross, dirty, muddy water and pour in here. And this sets on top, and I don't know if you can see the two, that's where your water drips out of, and it takes a couple, 2-3 days, but if you had to, you can take dirty, muddy water and, drip them down in there, and you can get a water out of a pond, a lake, or something like that. You can do it, a couple different ways. Also, you can take and, put a little drop, 1 drop of bleach in your water. I would recommend, if you do, just let it set for a while and just go out there and research this. But what I was going to say is how you can make one of these is, see them filters, you can get them online. You can go down to Lowe's, Home Depot, different places like that. You can get the filters. You can get you a couple coolers if you had to, or I've seen guys take pictures, and you can, this is plastic, and same way with your cooler if you have 2 coolers, and I may do a video on it, but you can take and get you the nozzle and the filters, cut them out, and you can make your own. When I was researching to make one, and that, my dad and I talked about it, it was cheaper for us to just go together, buy one of these, and you know, just to buy it rather than make it. But, you know, if you want to make one, and I may get the materials to make one here in the next few videos and just show you how to make it. Put down in the comments and that if you'd like to see it. If not, that's fine too. On to the next item. I've been researching and doing a lot since I've had time off. I've been making my own books. Right now you can get on the internet and you can get different, this particular one is just different ideas that you can do for like if an EMP hit us, you know, what you know, what it's going to do. I like reading stuff like that. It tells you how to protect your stuff to make you, I don't know if you know, any of you guys out there know what a Faraday cage is. It's something is like if you, the sun, I know I talked in one of my other videos about a magnetic pull, whether it's from the sun, whether it's, you know, North Korea, whether a meteor comes by, whatever, and takes out the electrical system. This tells you how to protect some of your electronics and how to take batteries and different things and make, and that's what I'm doing. The other book here, and I'm sorry I'm rambling through this fast. Like I said, my battery's running low. I've just have made a survival book, and once again it tells you EMP, and a lot of this information, guys, I've got it offline. Don't wait and, you know, worry about you know, how you're going to get the information in that. I've got another one that's pretty much a survival thing, how to set up your house, you know, different things, you know, to alarm you, windows, doors, things like that. Because when it comes time, guys, there's going to be people out there that's going to want to take your stuff. And why not have the means or whatever to know how to set to where it'll alert you or, you know, help you protect your household. There's other, there's cooking ideas and different things like that. The beginning of the page, I've got this one. It tells you about, you know, different things that tells you the plants you can eat and how to make the plants, how to know what berries to eat, what berries are poisonous, what, you know, a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know until the other day about the wild onions, how to cook it and make it into a mash to where, you know, it could help you. But don't always think of that, guys, too. Think of, you know, what happens in your area, that there's no food. Everything's happened and it's a year down the road. You no longer have bullets for your guns. You no longer are, you know, you're going to have to be sufficient, excuse me. And stuff like this is, you know, what you're going to have to know. And I think if you go back and study some of your history and things, which I've been doing, and my dad had some history books and stuff, that I've been really learning a lot about the family and things like that. But that's a whole nother video. But, you know, this particular book, I've been doing this for over, I don't know how many years of getting this information. And that's what I'm saying. As long as you have the internet and it's up, and that, why not get the knowledge now? Research it, study it, and that's what I've been doing. You know, this one tells you, you know, the first aid. You know, that's one of the most important parts is having first aid in things. And it's funny that I had started doing this because one day Mom and I decided that, you know, we were going to go through the garage and stuff, and lo and behold, I asked her what this book was, and she's like, oh, I'm not real sure. I started going through, and my dad had done this very same thing. He's got things on, you know, colloidal silver. That's one of the most important parts. And when he had passed, I didn't know the full gist of colloidal silver. I think I'm pronouncing it right. He's got the deal to where you can make it. Guys, go out and research it. It's a natural antibiotic. I'll put it that way. I may go into it if you guys, once again, are interested. I may do another video. I'm reading up on it. I'm learning it. My dad knew what it did, what it, some of the stuff that, you know, it helps prevent. It's just another way of keeping your body cleansed, I guess, and you know, I think it's very useful information. And I noticed he had it in here a couple times. Another thing, what really shocked me the most, and I am going to put this out on both my YouTube channels. I'm going to introduce it to the tool community, and then I'll put it on my prepping channel. Still coming up with a name for the prepping channel. If you guys have some ideas there, once again, put it down in the comments and that. I may even do a deal where, you know, to get more subscribers to that channel. I haven't decided. I don't want to take up all the time on that. I'm really focused on getting this information and getting much of it out as I can. I think there's going to come a time, and I'm thinking in the very near future, I've just got a feeling, and I'll just put it that way, that you guys, you really need to take some of this a little bit more serious. Whether you get water, whether you get a Berkey water treatment, whether you get yourself self-contained. And I wish I could tell everybody, go out there and get you a piece of land somewhere and, you know, have it to where you're, but not everybody can do that. I can't do that. But, you know, you can be self-sufficient, and it may come a time to where, you know, you're going to need that. And I feel it's just like your seeds. You go to Walmart and buy for your family, you know, and that. Sorry, I was interrupted. Get you some seeds. Get you the good seeds, the seeds that when you plant them, it's just not a one-time thing. You're going to have to get, and I suggest you collect seeds and that and research it. But like, you know, your muskmelon, your watermelon, then they produce seeds. Well, you can take them seeds, dry them out, and have them for the next year. And that's what you're going to have, you know, to regenerate some of this stuff, because, you know, our government wouldn't be putting seeds and things back in a storage area up in Alaska and that if there wasn't a reason, or they didn't have a reason behind it. Yeah, I'm sure there's some of you out there that think I'm a total nutcase, but I'm telling you, this stuff is going to come in handy. And if you don't have it and you don't haven't researched it and stuff, it's going to be lost. Bottom line. And, you know, the millennials, sorry to say, but they're not going to know what to do. And especially when their phone goes dead, they're going to go start craving mad. Sorry, blunt to the point. You know, I told you this video was going to be a serious video. I think that the time is now to get a little rough and explain to you people how important this is. You know, I don't do these videos just to hear myself talk. I want to try to help people. I want to try to, you know, keep people advised of things, and you know, it's just one of them things that I think we all, you know, need to face. You know, don't stick your head in the sand and think when it happens, well, man, I wished I'd have listened to Russ, or I wished I'd have listened to TJ. Well, it's a little bit too late, guys. So why not be doing it now, researching this stuff? I'm noticing a lot of businesses, things like that, are failing right now. I've talked to a couple other guys, and I'm trying to get with them, and maybe you know, they're thinking on the same aspect of that I am, and we've talked maybe possibly doing getting together and making a community deal to where we can help one another out survive the hard times that's coming, and they feel the same way. One guy was in business for 25 years. He said, you know, his was a lot like mine. It stopped. But that's down, you know, that's beside. Back to this book. And I'm sorry I get sidetracked, and today I've been sidetracked, so I apologize. You know, just this book here that Dad had, you know, it's things that I would have never thought of. You know, it tells you the story of the pine tree, and I was like, story of a pine tree. But they used to take the pine sap and drill holes in the pine sap, get the pine sap, and you can use it for so many different things. You know, that's in a video itself also. You know, it's just, and it amazed me because it was ironic that I was doing these books, and you know, I stumbled onto some of my dad's stuff, and there's piles and piles of stuff there that you know, that he had. I never really understood, you know, how our ancestors and things, they could tell time with the stars. They could tell or the sun, and that I knew that, excuse me, but they knew what months it was by your stars, and this tells you. You can get it right off the internet, guys. You know, so don't be one of them guys, and I hate to put it this way, but sitting in front of that boob tube being dumbed down when there's so much knowledge here that you can get, that you should be reading up on, and different things. It's just amazing. And, you know, we go through cycles, and a lot of people don't realize that there's different cycles, and our ancestors knew that there was different cycles and things in, you know, whether it was every 10 years, whether it was every 15 or 20 years, but there was high peaks, highs, and lows. And our ancestors knew that, and they knew when to put food back. They kept track of the ocean levels. They kept track of different things. And, you know, I think we've all got away from stuff like that, and we really need to get back to it. I think God is telling the ones of us that have a little knowledge and that see, you know, what, you know, where we're headed, and, you know, who to, I think he enlightens us just a little bit more. I'll just put it that way. And like I said, I'm sorry I'm running through this so fast, guys, and that it's just information that I've got so much I want to get out there, and, you know, just don't know where to start, where to stop. You guys have heard me talk about this book, The Lost Ways. It's worth $20. Get online, research the guy. You can still get the book off of Amazon. I've got books and books over there that I've ordered off of Amazon and that. I wished I had my account set up. But, you know, if you could have a way to get this book, get it. Read it. Watch some of the videos. You know, it just tells you how to stack wood at night and how it'll, you know, where it'll feed your fire. It shows you just a lot of different ways how to cook your wild onions, how to, you know, make different mashes, how to, you know, make meats that will last for months and months. Up to, I think it was, they found some, I believe it was in Egypt somewhere, and they figured it was very, very old, and they opened it up and it was still good. It didn't mold, it didn't, you know, go to waste. Me personally, I don't know if I'd ate it, but, you know, but there's just so much different stuff in here. Hey, how to make moonshine. You know, some of that, you know, moonshine would be good fuel, or lamp, you know, you could use, I don't know how well you could use it for lamp oil, but, you know, and it tells you in this book how to make lamp oil. Once again, another page on your different plants and things, your wild plants that you can use for seasoning, for eating, making your, like I said, your mash. There's just so much here, and why not have it and have that knowledge, whether you do anything with it or not. At least you have it if it comes down to it, because there's going to come a time that you're not going to have a smartphone. There's going to come a time we're not going to have electricity. I truly believe that. I truly believe TJ is on the same page as I am. And I feel, you know, that if we can help you guys out, check H&H Country out. He's got an awesome channel. He talks about tools and things, but he also is a prepper. And someday I hope to get with him to where we can just sit down and talk, because, you know, he's got a lot of stuff there that's, you know, I'm sure I haven't even thought of. That's what I like about this tool community, that you guys open up with open arms, whether I'm posting a video of my dog or whatever. But this video, I think, and this book, please go out, research if you can. Get this book, read through it, watch the little video on it. It's just one of them things that I really feel that, you know, if you don't, you're going to be left in the dark. And I get a lot of people giving me the horse laugh and things, but I wished I could go more into it, why I'm so headstrong or high-strung about this. I just think that, you know, you're living in a world that, and you guys see it every day, and I hate to keep picking on the millenniums. I was talking to a gentleman, you know, he was kind of laughing about the commercial where the kid and the tire iron, and he says, you know what? He says, my kid's that kid. He don't know what a lug wrench is, but he sure doesn't know what a smartphone is. And that's all I'm trying to say, guys, is go out, research this stuff, get it. Don't be the guy sitting there wondering why I didn't listen, because there's going to come a time, you know, that you may need this knowledge. It's kind of like the aquaponics and stuff. I don't know why. Something just told me that I need to start getting it ready again. Do a few videos. You know, I got some negative, and that's fine. That's negative's good. It makes you grow. I've had a lot of negative in my life, and it's made me grow. I'm negative sometimes, but you can't let that take over your life. And that's the other thing I want to say. There's so much negative. I think that's the whole point in the matter. They want us to stick our head in the sand, be negative, want to kick rocks and things, and sometimes you just got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go on. Whether it's in a situation, you know, whether you lose your job, whether you lose your business, whether, you know, that is immaterial. The main thing I think God wants us to do is help one another out. You know, be prepared. You know, don't sit there and laugh at the guy and then think, well, you know, he's got all the stuff, he's going to help it. Well, I'm here to tell you, you know, unless you have something to contribute to my I don't know how I want to put it, but whether you have something that you want to contribute, then what good are you? You know, in my opinion, you know, you're just another mouth I have to feed, and I'm sorry I'm being that way, but that's how your government thinks about you. They would like to kill you off. They would like to, out of 13 people, they'd like to kill 12 of you off. And that's the only thing I'm trying to say here is, people, you're going to have to defend for yourself. You're going to have to do for yourself, because they're not going to be there to help support you. And that's why I'm trying to give you this information. What you do with this information is up to you. You know, I can't hold your hand. And I sound like a dad scolding a child, but maybe that's what some of you guys need. Because I'm seeing some people that are sitting back laughing. And, you know, there's a few of us that's going to be sitting here when you come along and want a handout. We're not going to give you a handout, and you're going to wonder why. And I tell my friends that straight up. You know, I had a friend, he said, well, I'll just come take it. I've got guns. And I said, well, be prepared to die, because, you know, I know now that you said that. And he said, well, you wouldn't shoot. I said, you just told me that you was going to eliminate me, take what I had. So, you know, I have no problem now. And it's awful funny now that I have told him that, and we've kind of communicated that with one another. He don't come around anymore. Imagine that. You know, so you got to watch, because your friends and things will turn on you when they're starving in that. A lot will happen, and I could go into some pretty gross stuff and tell you some pretty gross stuff, but I think if you'll go out there and listen to what this guy has to say and how they went through the Holocaust and different things, it'll pretty much explain everything. Because when society goes to crap, it's going to be every man, woman, and child for himself. I'm sorry to say. And you people need to wake up. You know, I'm sure there's quite a few of you that's kind of giving me and TJ the horse lap, but that's fine. I'm just giving the information out, so I've said enough. I've probably pissed a few people off today. This point in the venture, I don't really care. I'm just here to do a video. So you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Have a blessed day. And I will see you in the next video.